Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. In the line of understanding placement of planets in houses, placement of planets in signs, sign energies and so forth, one area which is very important is that at the DNA level, when you are born in a certain ascendant, then by virtue of that, different signs rule different houses. So by virtue of that, when a certain sign is allotted to that house, its areas, its manifestation is all guided by that particular sign. So for example, if somebody is born in the Capricorn ascendant, then the 7th house will have Cancer energies. So the relationship that they have, whether with spouse or with others, there a lot of Cancer energies will manage the relationship, will manifest the relationship, will also rule that particular relationship or get involved. So the Cancer energies cannot be set aside. Those energies are the DNA level energies or the generic energies. And so it's important for us to understand when a certain sign is allotted to a certain ascendant, then basis that particular ascendant, what is the sign that is allotted to a certain house and how does that particular house use that energy to manifest itself. So today we will begin the series of signs and houses, which means Aries in the 12 signs, what does it mean? Taurus in the different signs, what does it mean, and so on. So today we will be starting with the series of Aries sign in different houses and what does it mean. Aries in the first house, second house and so forth. So let's begin with the Aries in the first house first. So Aries in the first house. Now this is also the manifestation of the Kal Purush energies. This means that, now I'm not talking about the entire horoscope, I'm talking only about how the first house energies will be guided by Aries, because if the first house is Aries, the second house is Taurus and so on. So Aries will definitely guide the life in generic way, however specific houses will carry the specific energies. So in the first house with Aries, which means your thought process, how you think, how you carry yourself, what your personality is, how others see you, all will be guided by the Aries energy. So generally this person will be somebody who will have a high willpower, will be very motivated, but at the same time this person will also be a little too rush friendly, which means may rush into decisions, may rush into getting into situations and also rush into maybe even relationship. However, in general, this person's head will be carried by or will be guided by the Aries energies of being a little domineering or being a little impulsive also. And being a little impulsive means many times getting into those situations which may also become sticky and not easy for you to get out of. And this is the person whose mind is always thinking, always attached to something, always focused on something. It's not easy for them to let go of a certain energy. So if they are thinking about something, they will think about it for hours, if not minutes, and then something else may occupy their mind and something else. So whatever is right now current completely occupies their mind. Others all get into the subconscious or at the back of the mind. So the mind is always occupied, the mind is always full of energy, and hence many times they carry unnecessary tensions also, unnecessary issues also. And because they are carrying this burden, so they also get temperamental. They are also somebody where if you finger them unnecessarily, you trouble them unnecessarily, they may also flare up. So Aries in the Lagna, Aries in the first house is also of somebody who may flare up if pushed too far. However, these are the most friendly people. They rush into helping friends, they rush into helping those they find are who need their help. They rush into projects, they rush into work. So these are very, very useful people to have around, very useful to be even in relationship with. Except these energies of being impulsive, being too temperamental, being a little haughty, maybe gets the Aries in the first house person into trouble more often, though it becomes an asset to others. These are people who are very charismatic and will stand up for others also, but will also be somebody who will also be able to stand up for a lot of things that they think are needed or important. So for example, if they feel they are right in a certain project, then they'll stand up for the project, they'll stand up for a team member, and they will also stand up for what they believe are their goals, because this is Aries energies. This is Mars at the top of the mind. So to be able to push their decisions, to be able to achieve their goals, they will sometimes push too far, and hence they may get into trouble, unnecessarily tensions, unnecessarily fights, unnecessarily aggression, unnecessarily, and sometimes even violence unnecessarily, and then get into trouble. And it doesn't become easy for them to extricate themselves out of it. On the other hand, sometimes they get into something very hastily, but later on they realize that maybe I didn't think too much about it, I rushed into things, I rushed into a relationship, I rushed into an investment, and so then they want to let go, and sometimes it's easy for them to just move on because they find something more interesting and just get on with life. However, at the back of the mind, goals, why they're in this world for, what their work is, all these are at any given point of the time ruling their head, ruling their mind, and ruling the overall manifestation of the energies. And that is the placement of Aries sign energies in the first house for you. Aries energies in the second house is when the ascendant is that of the Pisces sign. So Pisces is the Lagna, the person is of Pisces ascendant, then Aries gets into the second house. So the Pisces may carry generally at a generic level the life energies, but the Aries sign energy carries or guides or manifests the second house. What does this mean? It means that the person is very focused on earnings, on his livelihood, and so will put a lot of effort in his livelihood, in his earning, or working hard so that he earns a decent livelihood. Secondly, financial security is very important for them, and so many a times there may be other things. However, one strong energy which guides the mind is that, am I into the right profession because I'm earning enough, or am I not into the right profession because I don't seem to be carrying that pay packet which I would like to take back home. So materialistic desires, materialistic leanings carry the second house energies. This is also because they care for the community, they also care for the family. So they feel, if I don't make enough money, then how will I sustain a decent livelihood or decent lifestyle, not only for myself but also for the family. And many a times they care a lot about the extended community as well. So they also want to do something for the community, and so because of that they also push themselves a little bit too far, because they feel that life is not only about you and your spouse and children, but also a little bit further, where your community, your family, your extended family, your friends may also be involved. And hence financial security, financial freedom guides a lot of their decision making. Secondly, these people are also ones who defend their values and principles very vehemently. So because it is the second house, Taurus energies are there, being headstrong, and now Aries energies for wanting to achieve their goals, but with principles and values comes into the picture. So these people, while wanting to earn, we also want to do it the right way, and they have strong willpower to get it right, achieve their goals of financial independence and do it right. However, what happens is that if they feel that they are not able to get their way, then they lose their interest in pursuing livelihood in that area or that vocation, and then they want to make a change, because financial independence, financial security is important for them. So if they find that a particular organization is not serving them, a particular vocation is not serving them, a particular business is not serving them, they don't hesitate, they don't mind to shift, to change from there and get on to something else which they feel will serve them better from a financial point of view. These people are very focused on savings also. They want to earn enough, not only so that they can have a decent lifestyle, but they also want to save. But on the other hand, they are also foodies. They like to eat, so they don't mind spending a lot of energy on cooking up a meal. These people may also be somebody who you will find often in the kitchen, either getting the teeth into a meal which they like, or having a spoon in their hand trying to cook up a dish. These people are also fast eaters, voracious eaters also to an extent. However, they are impulsive also in the eating habit, and so many times get into challenges related to eating, also to acidity and something like that. They are also fast talkers. Sometimes they may use some aggressive language which they may regret later. So people who like a good life and try to balance between what they earn, how they lead their lives, their principles and values. Not an easy walk to do when you have Aries energies in the second house. Aries is in the third house when the ascendant is that of the Aquarius. Now, Aquarius energies may be guiding the life at a generic level. However, Aries energies guide the third house and the areas related to the third house. Now, what does this mean? Which means Aries energies guide the areas of the third house such as travel, such as communication, such as what is their branding and their image out in the market, and how they deal with their younger siblings, and how much the effort they put in what they want to achieve. So these people are very, very independent. They like to be independent, and they like to be of independent charge even when they are working for somebody else or under somebody else or working for another organization. So they work hard to drive independence or to get independent to a certain level. So a lot of their energy goes into putting in enough effort so that their higher ups can know that these people can be left on their own. They can be given the leadership roles and also a team. These people are very skillful, and many times they are able to do a lot of things which are also artistic. They may be people who can use their hands very well, can be dancers, can be very good rally drivers also. These people can also be good media artists. They can also be those people who do a lot of artistic things, like maybe playing the trumpet, being a ventriloquist. But they will have some skill which they will be good at, and they will be able to use their fingers and their fingertips with. Painting may come easily to them. They may be focused on something artistic surely that they do with the fingers. Usually they may be very attached to the younger siblings. So sometimes they can also have this love and hate relationship where they care enough for the sibling and younger sibling especially, and so they want the younger sibling to listen to them. And if they feel the younger sibling doesn't listen to them, then sometimes they also can get a little aggressive. So the relationship with the younger sibling can also be a little topsy-turvy. These people also like to go on long drives or even short drives to be able to enjoy life, be able to enjoy a meal maybe, or just for the sake of being with friends and enjoying music and going on a drive. And so they are very impulsive. Many times they may make the travel plans without having a complete itinerary planned out for themselves and for their family. And so they like that adventure or suddenly leaving and then taking life in their stride. These are very strong intellectuals, and they are very media savvy. So they know what's happening around the world. They are connected to their social media. They are connected to news, and they know what's happening around the world. And so when you get into conversation with them, you will find that they make a very intelligent conversationalist, and they may take you back by how much they know about not only about things in the vicinity but also the world at large. So fun people to be with, fun people to go on a drive with, fun people who like to do something on their own later on in life, want to be independent, want to get into business, and or want to have more independent charge of their own selves, of the teams and of the decisions that they make. And that is the energy of the Aries sign in the third house for you. Aries sign energies in the fourth house happen when it is the Capricorn ascendant. Now the Capricorn ascendant may guide major decisions of theirs in life, and also how they think, how they delegate work, how they structure their lives. However, here the Aries sign energies of the fourth house which means that the Aries sign energies control or derive the manifestation of the fourth house. So here the Aries sign energies of being somebody who has strong willpower, is very goal oriented, also controls the areas of the fourth house such as assets, domestic life, peace of mind, and also immediate family, including spouse. So here the person is very actively involved in the home, who likes to do up the home, will like to get into affairs of the home, like getting things repaired, getting things cleaned, getting things put in order, running errands for the family, but sometimes likes to be too much in control even at home. And so many times the family feels this person is a little aggressive and gets too involved in things and wants things to be done by his way or her way. And so sometimes the family also pushes back. The person feels that I do so much for the home, why can't I do certain things my way? If I want to put things in a certain manner, if I want to buy things for the home, I should also have enough say in the house. After all, it is my house. So sometimes without realizing, the person may push his luck too far, especially with family. Family may think this person is aggressive, especially spouse may think that the person is aggressive, the native may feel that the native is aggressive. This person likes a peaceful atmosphere at home. However, many times we be responsible for the peace at home itself getting disturbed. He is attached to his mother also, but sometimes mother's involvement in the house, mother controlling the person or guiding the person may not be liked by the person. So sometimes they may also have this on and off relationship with mother, the bitter and sweet relationship with mother. So while they like the peace at home, they are also the cause of being the ones who disturb the peace at home. And so they may come across as temperamental, but somebody who is very involved in the house, focuses on building assets for himself, for his family, likes to invest in property, sometimes also has more than one property, may have 2 houses or a patch of land and a house, because they like it that way. They like to be in control, and they may also spread their risks, maybe in some property, in some investments, in some jewelry, and they also like to live it up. They will have a comfortable home, they will also like the good life, may drive a good car, takes keen interest in the automobiles and assets at home. So overall, a good energy and active energy to have at home, as long as they are able to control their temperament and don't get into each other's feet. And that is the energy of the Aries sign in the 4th house for you. Aries in the 5th house occurs when the ascendant is that of Sagittarius. Now the Sagittarius energies will generally be at a generic level, what guides the person, what guides his life, but what guides his head. However, the Aries energies in the 5th house means that the Aries energies take more control of and manifest the areas of the 5th house more than any other house, which means this person is a little impulsive in his love affairs. This person falls easily into romance with somebody, likes somebody very quickly, decides that I want to be with this person, I want to know this person, and before they get to know, they are already in a relationship. However, they want to be with somebody who is funny or who is fun-loving, is a little carefree, but likes to live it up, is active in the life, is social also, and so they have a certain set of expectations. So as long as the person is fun, as long as the person is also active, also the person wants to go around, have fun in life, then they will also want to be with the person. But if they find that the relationship is not serving them, then they are also the first people who may fall out of a relationship. And so when you have Aries in the 5th house, these people generally have a rocky love relationship. So they get into a relationship which breaks after some time because of also their own temperament, their own attitude. Sometimes they get too aggressive with the partner, or the partner feels these people are very aggressive, very hot-headed. They also always want to have their say. They always want to control the other person, which means the romantic partner. And so the romantic partner may sometimes get weary and start to complain and not be as fun as earlier. So this person with the Aries in the 5th house may also feel that, do I really want to be with this person? This person is always complaining. This person never listens to me. This person is not as much fun anymore. This relationship is not serving me, so let me move on. So they also tend to move out of relationships as fast almost as they get into a relationship. However, being romantic at heart, they also get into another one pretty quickly. So they take time to settle down into a relationship and then to know that this is the person who I want to spend my life with. So at the start of the relationship, they may feel this looks like the relationship, but very soon he may get bored out of a relationship, find the relationship of the person too challenging. However, if they consistently spend a lot of time in a certain relationship, then more or less they end up getting married to the person. And so they settle late in life generally, but they take enough time to know the person well before they decide, yes, this is the right person for me. These are also the people who will take a lot of active interest in the matters of their children. When children are born to them, so they will like to play with the children, spend time with the children, get involved in the children's education, maybe talk to the teachers often, help children with their homework, and also help in the hobbies. So these people will also be somebody who will actively pursue some hobby or the other. So they are always looking out for investment opportunities, looking at where I can invest, where I can get good returns. So sometimes they also get impulsive even in their investments, only to later on realize that probably this is not the right investment for me, this is not serving me right. And so sometimes they lose out on certain investments before they become wise enough where to invest and where not to invest. Generally, these people are good at numbers, they are good at their finances, and generally they also find themselves involved in some or the other work related to finance, related to accounts, related to banking, and somewhere numbers, money becomes the essence of their work or related to their work. However, if they don't find that they are able to get along with their bosses very well, get along in their careers well, then this is also the energy that they think, am I in the right job? Should I want to make a move? And they also almost unconsciously or subconsciously looking at a change and will also embrace the change when it comes to them in their careers or their work. So a person who is romantic at heart, takes interest in the matters of the children, is keen on investments, good with his numbers, and is also ready for a change if it comes to him or her, is the energy of the Aries sign in the 5th house for you. The Aries sign in the 6th house happens when the ascendant is that of the Scorpio. Now the Scorpio sign energies may generally carry the life and how the person thinks, how the person faces situations in his life, and so on. However, the Aries energies will be carrying the energies of the 6th house. So generally, because Scorpio energy is also ruled by Mars and the Aries energy is also ruled by Mars, so there is a lot of tandem or working in tandem of the Lagna of the 1st house along with the 6th house. So this person is very keen on service, keen on working up a career and working for somebody, and likes to work in certain projects which they feel also adds value to not only them but to others as well. However, what they find is that they get too busy in their careers or their work on a day-to-day basis, and many times they don't find time for themselves, and that's where the frustration creeps in. If they find that the work is fun, the work is very engaging, then they can work for long hours. But if they find that the work is not value-adding, work is not fun anymore, work is not serving them, they are also the ones who also feel out of place very soon. So if in a career they don't find that the work is engrossing, the relationship with the bosses is not good, and they're facing challenges with colleagues, then they feel out of place. And this also happens because Aries sign energies are in the 6th house. So they also usually find that they get into some argument or some challenge with somebody or the other at work. Generally, if it's not with their managers and supervisors, then there would definitely be some team member who will be needling them, unnecessarily working up some challenge with them, writing those nasty mails and so forth. So they will find that their hands are full at work in their day-to-day careers. They barely find time for themselves. So they work late hours, and many times even when they come home, work is also going on in the back of their mind. Why did this person say this? Why was this mail sent? And so on. And because they're so engrossed in work, they also rake up competition because other people feel insecure because of them. So some or the other challenge is always going on at work. These people are also ones who sometimes get into loans or borrowing money without thinking because they want to make some investment somewhere. Later on they find that they have rushed into borrowing money. Maybe they either need the money or they find that they have taken too much to chew on, and that's why they sometimes take a lot of time to be able to pay back loans. So you will find that most of the time some either borrowing or lending is going on in their life all the time. These people are also very anxiety prone, and so they also may not be able to take care of their health. So lot of visceral organs related challenges, intestinal challenges, digestive challenges will also be ones that they have to contend with regularly in their lives. Somebody who can do very well in financial services, IT services, healing services and so on is the person with the Aries sign energies in the 6th house for you. Aries in the 7th house happens when the ascendant is that of Libra. So now the Libra energies will generally at a generic level carry the life or around the purpose of life or how they live their life. However, the 7th house energies will be controlled by the Aries sign, which means in the relationship it is the Aries sign energies which will manifest themselves most. So here the person is actively looking for in a relationship and likes to be in a relationship, and so wants to be with somebody who they feel will really serve the various things that they look for in their partner. So if they want a good looking partner, an attractive partner, a presentable partner, a funny partner, an intelligent partner, a sharp partner, then they will go chase that person and not let the person alone if they feel this is the right person for me. So these are very aggressive followers of somebody if they like the person, and they will not spend any effort undone to be with that person, and so they will chase the person till the person comes into their life. However, if they find that they are being impulsive in the relationship, impulsive in who they were chasing or wanting desperately in their lives, this person seems to be somebody else or not exactly like the person that they thought the person would be, then they also get bored out of the relationship very easily. However, they are very involved in the relationship, so they would want to be involved with what their spouse or the partner is doing, what's happening in their life, what's happening with their friends, what's happening at work, what's happening with their colleagues, what's happening with bosses. So when the spouse comes and tells them, this is what I did at work, this is what's happened at work, so they not only get into discussion with them, but they will really aggressively get involved. How can your boss say this? Why didn't you do this to them? You should have said this, you should have done that. So they also get aggressive and they also get worked up in the same emotions as that of the partner. Sometimes the partner feels, you be chill, why are you getting so worked up? I just want a patient here, I don't want solutions from you. But these people will give their solutions to the partner and want the partner to heed their solutions also. And if the partner doesn't listen to them, then they get angry. They feel, see, you tell me something and when I tell you to act in a certain manner, you never listen to me. Then why do you even want to talk to me? And so then eventually that leads to an argument where the partner feels, I just wanted this person to patiently listen to me. He has got into problem solving. So the person who needs to be careful with Aries in the 7th houses, don't get into problem solving with the spouse or with the partner. They just want a patient ear. Give them the patient ear. Don't get into problem solving. Secondly, these people also rush into partnerships without thinking. Especially if they want to do business, they're fed up and tired of their work or service that they're doing. They'll quit their jobs, sometimes without thinking too much, thinking that certain business will do very well, not doing enough due diligence, though they feel they have done enough due diligence, and then they will rush into some businesses, they will rush into some partnership also, only to later on realize that they don't know enough about the business, they don't know enough about the partner, or the partnership is not serving them very well, or they are not able to get along as much as with the partner. Also with the partner feels this person always wants to take the lead and wants to control the business. I don't want to be with such a person who can't balance the inputs, can't listen to a no and be okay with it. So the partnerships also go through ups and downs, either in the personal life or related to their business. This is the person who trusts very easily, depends on others very easily, often only to be heartbroken later on that the other person is not so much to be trusted and they should have taken better care of their own hearts. So sometimes they also face rejections in their love life, especially relationship, especially when they get into a committed relationship. And what breaks their heart, especially if the relationship has gone on to some time where they have been completely comfortable into the relationship, they feel they have found the person at last after many failed relationships. Only if the relationship also goes for a toss, then they feel very disappointed, they feel very heartbroken. They are always anxious about what's happening in the relationship, so sometimes they may worry unnecessarily about sometimes work at office or even with their team members. So they may also get into unnecessary challenges even at work or related to their teams. While working in teams, they may also take the lead. They may also contribute the most. However, to be able to know when to draw the line, how much to be involved in partnership, how much to trust, how much to take care of themselves is something that the person with the Aries sign energies in the 7th house should learn. Aries in the 8th house occurs for a Virgo ascendant native. So here the Virgo energies of analysis, of intelligence, of using cleverness, that all may guide how the overall life is manifested at a generic level. However, at a specific level, the Aries energy is getting relegated to the 8th house. So Aries energies also guide and manifest the areas of the 8th house. So Aries is about being impulsive, being hot-headed, having strong willpower, rushing into danger. So sometimes this person may rush into intimacy related relationships too soon without thinking, assuming that this is a good relationship or this seems to have a promise. Other person may just be interested in intimacy, may not be interested in a relationship. So they also feel obstacles, they also get challenges when they are looking for a long-term relationship, but the other person is only in it for a good time. Secondly, they may also get into challenges and obstacles at work without thinking. So they start on for a project, they join a certain organization, they take up a certain role, they get into a certain partnership only to realize there are more roadblocks there rather than the path being easy. This is because it has 8th house energy. 8th house will throw obstacles at you, will throw issues at you. Now you have Aries energies of rushing into dangers without thinking, rushing into decisions without thinking, without due diligence. So obviously when you rush into things and you have the 8th house energies, then majority of your decisions you will find something or the other spoils the decision, something or the other cooks up a challenge every now and then. However, this is also good placement for a lot of analysis. So these people are very interested in and can spend long hours on chalking out secrets, chalking out data, chalking out an analysis at a very fine level. So these are very good to do a lot of detailed work. If you want to do detailed audit, know the secrets of somebody, then this person is the right person for you. If this person is sitting in a meeting, this person will be able to point out things in the meeting, in the other person's data, which other people may be able to miss. This person may be also able to spot a lie in somebody else, especially their partners or their family members or their friends, better than the others. These people are also very interested in the occult, mystery pictures, the paranormal pictures, and other people's juicy secrets. They are all interested in that, and they find a lot of fun in that also. However, these people are also those people who are very research oriented. They can go long hours of putting in hard work and effort, peering over microscope, peering over data to be able to understand their work very well, to understand the area that they work or the business that they know very well. However, sometimes they can get a little obsessive about their lovers and may also try to find out the secrets of the lover, or have a little distrust or want to know more, even if it's not distrust, that who does my lover talk to, who are her friends, what is it about. So sometimes they get too snoopy, sometimes even bordering on the point of stalking, wanting to look up into their phones, finding secrets about them, who do they call often, looking up their Facebook, looking up their WhatsApp, because they want to know more, because they can't keep away without knowing more. So sometimes they may come across as both possessive kinds, jealous kinds, and so the partner may become a little wary of them. And that's why they may also put their relationship into a jeopardy because of this temperament which comes out. These people can't take a no easily, they can't take a defeat easily, and sometimes they become a little vindictive if they feel that they have been shortchanged or they have been defeated or they have not got what they were seeking out for. and sometimes always in a hurry, so they may also get into small bruises, the cuts, small accidents every now and then. So these are the energies of too much impulsiveness and getting away, which the person of Aries energy, sign energies in the 8th house should be more wary of. Aries in the 9th house energies is where the ascendant is that of Leo. So here Leo energies will carry, or at a generic level, how the overall life is manifested, what the ascendant, the person thinks about in his head, and so on. However, Aries energies ruling the 9th house of learning and experiences more than any other house. So this person is a person who's interested in learning, and so this person will get into all sorts of learning very easily, will get all sorts of information and will be able to remember them very easily. So very keen on learning, will take up a lot of degrees, will take a keen interest in what he or she is learning, what institutes of higher learning they are going to, and so this person will be somebody who will generally be highly qualified and sometimes have multiple qualifications also, because they like to learn, they like to add qualifications. So because they learn, they also feel their strength comes from that. So they will also pick up information very easily. If there is something which goes on in their head and they don't have information about it, they have not been able to solve the problem, then they keep thinking about it for hours together, maybe subconsciously or unconsciously, till they get the solution to that. They are also people who may be close to their gurus, close to their fathers also, but they may also have this bittersweet relationship, sometimes with father and sometimes with gurus also. However, they also find that generally these people may also get into a second relationship which manifests for them better than their first relationship, because your Aries energies are also guiding the 9th house energies of second relationship. So generally the second relationship is better for them than the first one. Somebody who is very adventure minded, always likes to have fun, mind is always on wanderlust, wants to go to different places. They also make long distance travel plans, jiffy, suddenly come to mind, I want to go to Maldives, I want to go to this place or that places, and so they may suddenly make the plans, and before they know they are off. And so this person will always find that they have wheels in their legs or something, they are always on the move, or their mind is on the move. They come back from one journey, they are already thinking of the next one. So they have this wanderlust. They also like to go to spiritual places, they like to go and get this spiritual energy, and they find more solace in the spiritual energies rather than how to bow down their head and ask for something. And usually they will make up relationship on their long distance travel plans, or when getting connected to different people from different cultures. So they also have their acquaintances or their relationships also with people across the globe. So somebody who needs to control the energies of this wanderlust, control the energies to learn something across the board and be able to use the educational qualifications better than just adding learning, is the energies of the Aries sign in the 9th house for you. Aries in the 10th house happens when the ascendant is that of Cancer. Now the Cancer sign energies will generally control the life in general at a generic level. But when the Aries sign energies go into the 10th house, so then the 10th house energies are carried by, controlled by and manifested by the Aries sign energies, which means that the person is too focused on his work. So always, even at the back of his mind, even when he gets home, with the Cancer person, when he gets home, he feels more happy and contented there. So they may feel at rest at home, but they will be restless about work. So work is always in their mind, though they are more comfortable even working out of home rather than from office. So they may rush into different projects, taking up more responsibilities, even which may not be required for them. And if asked to volunteer, they may also be the people who will be the first to volunteer and taking up more than they can chew, only to realize later on that I took up too much than I could do and have too many things on hand. So sometimes they get also anxious that I have 4 things, 5 things to do, how will I complete all of these? Sometimes they also get too engrossed in something and they are not able to manage their times well, and then they realize that, oh, I have too many things on hand, how can I complete so many of them, without realizing that they got too engrossed in one project on something and they were not able to take their minds off that particular area and also be able to look at other things. So to be able to prioritize their time well, delegate their time well, to say yes to something and no to certain things rather than taking up everything, is something that the Aries sign energy people should be wary of. And many times, because they also rush into taking or volunteering for work and taking up more than they can chew, they also get feedback that sometimes their work may not be the best. But because they have a lot of energies and they want to do a very good job, and they end up doing a good job to a large extent, they also become a little aggressive even with their supervisors or authority figures, because they feel work is important more than authority figures. So then many times they don't respect authority because of a certain designation. They respect authority for the knowledge and the learning and the expertise the other person has. So if they feel that the other person doesn't have as much expertise as they have, or as much learning as they have, or they are as hardworking as he or she is, then they also are not able to respect that authority figure, their supervisors and their managers. And so they also have this bittersweet relationship with their supervisors and their managers, which they need to be a little wary of and be able to control it, because many times they lose out rising fast enough and being able to do good, because they create insecurity in their own supervisors and authority figures, and they don't have the best of relationship. Or they may have very good relationship with one supervisor, only when they make a choice of changing their job or going into a different industry or different company, there they may not be able to get along with the other or the new supervisor as well. And so they also compare that this supervisor was good, earlier supervisor was good, this guy is not so good enough. So they also rush into even judging people. So because of being too judgmental, also too quickly, not being able to respect incompetence or lackadaisical energy, or not being able to find people who are as engrossed in work and as professional or as professional as them, so they sometimes also get into the bad books of supervisors and managers. So sometimes they have to work extra hard to be able to go into the positions that they want to go to, and many times they ride roughshod over their own supervisors and authority figures to override them, and then to get to the placement and get to the roles or the designation that they truly deserve. However, if they find they are working on a project and they feel that the project, they are not able to get enough authority, enough control in the project, and they are not able to enjoy those projects, they also tend to lose their interest in those projects, in that work, in that responsibility also very fast. So an energy where they need to be able to be very patiently and with a lot of perseverance, be able to dedicate themselves to work, be able to work around better with supervisors and their bosses, and not be judgmental, is the energy of the Aries sign in the 10th house for you. Aries in the 11th sign energy happens when the ascendant is that of Gemini. Now Gemini sign energies will overall carry how the person manifests his or her life at a generic level, but at a specific 11th house level, at a social life level, the person has Aries energies, which means the person has a lot of energy, a lot of focus towards being an extrovert, going out to meet people, talking to people, wanting to know a lot of people. So they have a lot of acquaintances. These people are also generally liked by a lot of people. However, these people can also be a little witty and also have more fun, even at the cost of friends or acquaintances. So because they are also the people who are having fun and fun to have around with, so they also have many people who want to be friends with them, want to be related to them, want to work with them. And so these people are also those people who like to let their hair down at the end of the day. They like to socialize, they like to go to clubs, they like to go to nice places, they like to go to eateries, and generally they hang out with like-minded people, fun to be with friends also. So socializing, having a good culture around you are these people. However, these people are also engrossed at a larger responsibility, larger goals. So you will find these people end up working for large organizations and also grow up into the organization, working very, very hard and reaching a certain level and designation and certain goal where they are able to do more. Because these people like to contribute more, to be able to add more value, look at the larger picture, be able to contribute at a larger societal level. So these people will sometimes not be able to look at the minor details. So sometimes they are not able to see the at the foundational level what changes are being made, and they miss the bus sometimes, and they get confused later on. How did I miss these small nitty-gritties, or the fine print in the responsibility? Sometimes these people may also be misled because they rush into projects very easily, they rush into roles very easily, they rush into taking responsibilities very easily. So at the social level, while people may like them, but at an objective level where they are able to meet the objectives of the team, of the company, of the department, sometimes they are found wanting. And so they also get a little confused at times that am I in the right job, am I with the right people, and so on. So they don't mind moving on and finding greener pastures later on, or finding larger goals or bigger goals. So if they are happy with a certain goal and they feel they have done enough, then they want to go to larger goals, they want to grow faster. They have this energy of growing faster, and they can't sustain themselves at a very patient level or this turtle race or at a turtle pace for long. So these people have this energy of being always on the move, always wanting to even change organization, change teams, or be change oriented. So at a societal level also, these are the people who are the pioneers in bringing about change in how you work, how the industry works, how management works, how the SOPs work, and so on. So these people work very hard, they also grow fast in the organization, but many times the top role is something which doesn't come to them because sometimes they are not able to understand tact and diplomacy well, because sometimes at a social level also they may get into unnecessarily trouble with them, sometimes even the senior most people. So at a more immediate level, manager level, supervisor level, they are able to extract relationship better, but they may not be able to convince the highest level. And so sometimes they get to the highest level and level below that, and then they get stuck up, and then they find the growing to the topmost level becomes a challenge for them. But they also, if they feel they are not growing to the top level or to the level that they desire, then they are also not so keen to remain in the position for long. And so these are also change oriented people, not only are bringing about a change in others, but also in their own jobs and their own roles. So people to be fun to be with, working in large organizations, large responsibilities, and being more diligent and being able to deliver to the best of their abilities and as society requires it, is the energy of the Aries sign in the 11th house for you. Aries in the 12th house energies are when the ascendant is that of Taurus. So now at a generic level, the person who has the ascendant of Taurus will have Taurus energies controlling life's various manifestation at a generic level. But the 12th house energies being Aries, which means the 12th house areas will be more controlled by the Aries energies. So such a person may be somebody who may be a little spendthrift and not able to sustain their money for too long. When the money comes in on the first of the month or second or third of the month or whenever, they find that before the month runs out, they run out of their money. They like to live it up, they like to enjoy themselves, to let their hair down. So they also like the good quality of life. So they end up also spending money on a spree. If they get into Amazon, they may buy 3 or 4 things at random, sometimes even when it is not required. These people are also ones who then end up giving a lot of gifts to others. On a women fancy also, they may get into charities, they may also donate money. Or they may get attached to a larger cause which they feel requires dedication or commitment, but they may not be able to sustain that for long. So generally they may end up losing time, they may end up losing their effort, they may be ending up losing their money, and they may be even end up losing a relationship, because sometimes they find their energies too scattered, they don't know which direction they are heading. Generally these people are ones who work very, very hard only to realize that I've worked so very hard not to get anywhere, because they end up working hard for others, for a goal for others or somebody else's agenda, not being clever enough to be able to understand, not being tactful enough to be able to understand what's going on. So they may just go with trust, they may go with a relationship. Somebody says, I want to work with you, I find you good, so come along, work for me, and they may rush into that role, they may rush into that project, they may rush into the company because it's a good brand, only to later on realize that this is not serving me well enough. but by the time a lot of water may have already flown. So many times to be able to get to a certain position which others get easier, these people take a lifetime, and they may go through many changes, challenges, obstacles, failures before they eventually end up getting the success that they deserve. These people are also those people who end up getting relegated to those jobs where they need to work alone. Sometimes these people also like to work alone rather than work in a team environment, and they find that they are able to do work best when they are given more responsibilities and more authority and to be on their own. If not on their own, if they are given a team, then they want more freedom to be able to do it as they want to do it, rather than somebody always micromanaging or looking over their shoulder. Sometimes they may get into relationships also, but sometimes these relationships may also be hidden, or they like to keep it more secret rather than talk about it. Sometimes two relationships may also go in parallel because they are not too sure about one and they cannot say no to the other, and sometimes they like both of them. So by the time they make up their mind who to keep, who not to keep, sometimes they also get caught either by the people who they are double dating or in the quagmire that which serves me. And so these people sometimes lead a little confused life, but because they are also looking for the larger questions in life, the answers to the larger questions in life, so they are also spiritual at heart. So they may end up spending a lot of energy or wasting their energy, money, relationship also, or getting into intimacy with the wrong person or in the wrong activities. However, they are spiritual at heart. They are people who are very charitable at heart, wanting to do more for people and wanting also to be in this idealist world where they feel you need to help people more, you need to be good citizens, you need to be good human beings, and they also have questions of the hereafter. They always wonder where will we be heading, what happens at a spiritual level, or what happens when the Kundalini wakes up. So all these questions they may be having, more spiritual questions also. They also end up working for MNCs more than the others, large organizations. They also do very well abroad. Sometimes many of these people have focus on foreign lands rather than in the birthplace, and because their focus is there, and they end up getting to foreign lands and also doing very well. But generally the last part of their life is more at peace, because that's what they want after going through the entire hurry-burry of working hard, working at the stringent pace. Only at the last part of their life they want the solitude, and they get the solitude, and many times in their legacy also want to leave some money behind for a good cause, for a cause much larger than themselves. So people who are freedom loving, people who also like to live it up, people who also seem to be having a dearth of money all the time, but people who are more spiritual at heart, more giving at heart, more charitable at heart, is the Aries sign energies in the 12th house for you. So friends, now that we have seen what the presence of Aries sign energies in the different houses mean, please look into where your Aries sign energies are, but also see where the Mars planet is placed, because based on Mars planet, that will manifest stronger and getting connected to that house and where the placement of Mars is. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.